So yeah, on the journey south, I guess like, we split with Meepo. Once we get a certain ways down, he just
Just the
goes across the hill.
smallest bone, like the finger bone, a tooth, something, the tiniest bit of Clarion.
Pinky toe.
Psychonthrope found the Eat Hot Chip button, but unfortunately I finished my Pringles yesterday, so I can't actually do that.
You can remove it, and I can refund, so we're good.
All right, so after that, though, go ahead and disseminate the value what's left. So
done and done. Okay, so yes, Meepo will go ahead as soon as everyone's healed. Meepo turns and yeah, right, like once you cross the river, he turns and heads off into the hills, and
not without a lot of hugs.
Yes,
he's not going without getting many hugs.
Yes, he reiterates that the reason he's going is because this is a danger to his people, and he kind of feels a responsibility, partially because folks like you all taught him to really value those relationships. So he's going back to the Citadel, and I very much doubt that we'll never see him again. So no worries about that.
Him again.
I'll just remind him too that he is strong, he is powerful. If anyone in his tribe gives him shit, what do?
Aim for the testicles.
Correct. I know that.
And if they don't have testicles.
And if they don't have testicles, like most kobolds,
any soft bits.
Yes, there we go.
Calder will get. Go over the eyes.
Those are soft. They count.
Squishy.
Calder will drop to a knee and give the kobold a hug.
What a relationship! So
you are a very good friend, and let him go.
And he will sort of.
I think Charlotte actually, giving the hugs, slips him the potion of fire breathing. Like, here. In case you need it.
In case Calcrix gives you shit.
So. Oh, also, I should turn that thing off. Can I access my dashboard on my phone? I bet I can. Okay.
And I would think for this leg of the journey, since we're not minding, a whole village worth of survivors now, Charlotte would take the time, instead of constantly making a million unseen servants, she would, if we're allowed to ride in the carriage, Charlotte would, put her senses into swoops and take Durgadon along with her and just kind of show him the joy of flying.
This is unnatural. It's evil. It's wrong. Whatever I did wrong, I apologize.
It's like a loop-de-loop.
Yeah, no. Durgadon and flight do not mix at all in the slightest.
I've never been on a roller coaster. I'm too old for this shit.
He doesn't actually have to pause to breathe because he's not actually like a living, breathing thing. So the scream isn't what I just did. It is continuous. As long as he is above the ground, he is. Oh man, we have now canonically created a blade that is afraid of flying. Yes. He does not like that. No, not one little bit.
All right, in which case Charlotte would only do it the once and then apologize and not do it again.
One thing
keep it in her back pocket. Keep it in her back pocket in case Durgadon starts spouting his racist bullshit again.
I do have one question for Durgadon, if I may.
Yeah.
We ripped through the forge while we were there. We tried to find anything of value, and we couldn't find any surviving tools, largely because the people that were working on it definitely didn't know what they were doing. But I did find this, and I'll pull out my weird, warped, might be magic sword. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Touch my blade to it.
And then Charlotte's also going to cast Identify.
Yep.
And you're translating, because remember, Calder doesn't speak Dwarven.
Yes. So let's see.
How to make the weapons kiss.
Just the tip.
Just touch the
Big
tips,
fan
yeah. There's some latent magic, or there's some magic in there. This was definitely something that was made on the forge. Obviously, you knew that, but it's got a flaw in it that a sufficiently talented smith could correct. As for the identify spell, at the moment, the thing doesn't register as anything more than vaguely magically emanating, because it doesn't really have any specific magical properties just now. That gives me a little bit of time to decide what it is before you go get it fixed.
So it's magic in potentia. When
Yes.
it's basically it's a piece of slag that can be magical if put in the right hands.
Yes, you
If it
definitely
thinks
have.
real hard about it.
You definitely know
and-
that it is. You have confirmed that it is definitely magical, whatever it is, but it is unfinished.
Yeah, essentially it's a piece of metal that the person making it decided was a failure and got hucked into the scrap heap, but like it was actually the closest they came to actually making something good.
That'll be interesting if it ends up having a personality or something. We'll see.
We'll see.
I do love intelligent weapons, or vocal weapons. Intelligent is sometimes hit or miss. So
Normally weapons don't talk, so if they talk, that does technically make them intelligent.
yes, but some of them are dumbasses anyway.
Or at least sapient.
Hey, look,
going-
you only need an intelligence of 3 to be considered a PC.
Yes, but it's you need intelligence of 4 or higher to be considered sapient.
No, I think you only need a 3.
I think it's a 3 is the cutoff.
I think it's only a 3.
So you make your way south down. What's this road called?
Making
The Long Road.
Long
It's
Road.
called.
Ah, okay, that's a helpful name.
Yes, the Long Road versus the High Road, which is over on the coast.
You take the high road, and I'll take the long road.
Now,
Be in Waterdeep before you.
God damn it! This time we are not. There are no longer. You're no longer in a giant caravan, right? It's just you all. So, are you going to join up with someone, or are you all just gonna travel south, just on your own? How's this gonna go?
Well,
That will, I guess, be a conversation between me and Calder.
Yes, let's do that.
So, Kretha,
Yes.
what are your plans?
I'll be honest, I haven't really made any.
There we are.
It's getting cold. I might head back south. I'll definitely head south in
Well,
some
that's
form
good,
or
'cause-
another. It's quite cold.
Don't worry, we're all heading south right now, so that's not going to be too much trouble.
True. True.
Well, if you don't have anywhere else to go, my part of this trek will take me to Waterdeep, which is far south of here.
Yes, yes. I passed through kind of along the side of. On my way up, it's big.
Oh.
Never seen anything quite like.
The thing
There's-
that you remember most, Kretha, as you skirted along Waterdeep, just a quick random memory, the thing you remember the most is the Griffin Cavalry, which makes
Oh, yeah, that would've
regular
freaked me out.
flybys over the city, and definitely clocked you as you were sort of skirting the city.
Yeah. They have scary. The big birds.
Oh, the Griffins. Yes, I understand. As I think
Why
about
are
it,
you
that
going
actually
to
makes sense.
Waterdeep? Is that where your family is from?
No, but it is where we think my friends are. Where we'll be. That will hopefully be able to help me find something that can help our friend who passed. You're welcome to join me if you'd like.
I mean, I could.
If you're
We
with,
could
if
at least
if
head
it-
the same direction.
worst comes to worst is that you don't want to work with us, and we'll help you make arrangements to head further south. But if you're interested, I have worked together with worse, and I very much like your company.
So when you say help, you mean Clarion? You mean the bard, the one that
Yes,
Lor is taking the bones
I am-
of?
I am. The thing about being a person a wielder of magic is you become less satisfied with what others call absolutes. I haven't given up on Clarion just yet.
So you can make Clarion Like, not like the zombie Clarion, but like real?
Calder will clench his fist so tight a knuckle will pop. And just, yes, like that. Not like that at all, actually.
Oh, that is.
I intend to, I don't know, but I've read enough stories. You study enough magic. You know
Okay.
that things are possible.
If that is true, I have to see this. I have never heard such a thing. I know zombies are, but I've never heard of being able to do it to the point that you're real again.
Zombies are just a day-to-day fact of life in Schultz.
Yeah, like that.
Giant dinosaur
They're
zombies.
the zombies are why most people of Chult practice cremation. So
Yep.
I
So how, like,
I don't know how. I don't know yet. But I'm stubborn enough to try.
is that what your fight with Lor was? I didn't hear what was going on, but you were loud. Well, loud.
Yes, that is part of what that was about. Lor doesn't want the first thing that Clarion sees upon resurrection to be my face. Because Lor is stupid and selfish like that.
I don't know whether that's stupid
and
or
Calder would say that with
selfish.
Lor fully in earshot. He does not.
Except Lord's not in earshot. We've
Yeah.
already split, in my opinion, right? We've already split.
Oh yeah, if we've already split them, that's fine.
Well, we're split. Theoretically, we're on the south or we're on
Yeah,
the
we
way
haven't
south
gotten
now.
a long saddle yet. So
Whether
no, we
this
haven't
happens
split
before
yet.
or after long saddle is up to you all.
I would say before, because I got to be able to get that finger bone, and I'm trying to work the conversation to the need to get the finger bone because I haven't stolen it yet. If I've just been asked to go to
Fair enough.
Waterdeep.
Okay, in that case, then Lore is ignoring Calder again.
I was gonna
That's
say,
fine.
He has absolutely, with that one phrase, removed all progress.
No. Okay, so let me continue what I was saying.
So
Okay. So you said that selfish and stupid.
To be fair, she's entitled to be that selfish.
I was about to say they're entwined, right?
Yes. The
Wife, children, clan.
Yes.
So I understand.
I absolutely understand it.
I understand that.
I am just.
How would the Clarion's first sight be down in Waterdeep?
If there is
If
a
the
way,
bones are.
as I will be actively looking for a means to bring Clarion back. One thing I do know is that a necessary component of that is a literal piece of the person to be resurrected. They need something to draw upon.
So you were fighting over his corpse again.
I was asking for a finger bone, a toe bone, something. And Lor said no, because she doesn't want the first thing that Clarion sees to be my face.
From, like, a little bit further away. You can always just come to where he's buried, dumbass.
As opposed to where the resurrection is.
I like to imagine that like Creetha and Calder are like on the seat driving the carriage, and Lor and Charlotte are in the carriage.
Well, Creetha would be
yelling out the window
on her frog, but yes.
I figure honestly, like I in my mind, it's like it's just like Lor and Charlotte's like turn up front, and Calder's like in the back trying to rest, and that's when Creetha hops up at the toad, and that's when the clock started.
Inside the
If
carriage.
you have to pay, if you're going to pay for a resurrection, and you desperately need to have a person do it, as opposed to get some sort of item or something that can do a resurrection, and it's like not location locked or some shit, fucking kidnap them. I don't give a crap.
If it's if it is something location locked,
then fucking call me. You have my cell number.
As opposed to just having a finger bone.
Spell number.
Just
Spell
call
number.
me. You have my cell number.
Such a terrible sacrifice I'm asking you to make.
I'm so confused.
It's in the nuances of magic. Lor wants to be the one that anchors Clarion back into this world, because Clarion was a good person. So Clarion more than likely went to some kind of paradise, and returning from paradise can be very traumatic. And the first thing that Clarion should see, in Lor's estimate, is someone close to him.
That and Waterdeep's a shithole.
It is a bit of a shithole.
Charlotte says from up front.
It is a bit of a shithole. I am less picky than ideal circumstances, but it is not an impulse I don't understand. That said, if the person is amenable to being kidnapped, I might just pay them to come with me to Clarion's place of rest. It would just be a lot more practical if I had a piece of Clarion.
Eat my ass.
We've established that you don't want me to do that. So
That's correct. I want you nowhere near me.
Could you two stop fighting?
I really don't think that's
No,
possible.
both of you, stop fighting, or I will have Stinky sit on you. I swear, both of you need to be adult.
Yes, we're all.
Then she gets back on the
When
frog.
the meat of our, frankly,
but
this
looks
is frankly
back
this.
at Calder and winks.
Frankly, this is us being civil because we're arguing over who gets to see our dead friend resurrected first. So,
It's definitely a valid argument, I think. So, Kreetha, are you going to be attempting to
I'm
pull
going
a
to
piece?
be attempting to nip a toe. Yeah.
do
pretty
we
much.
want to just say it works, or do we want to roll a thing? Do we care?
That's on Lore. That's on.
I
them.
normally don't do dice rolls between players, but this is a group that I trust.
think that it should be rolled.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a slate of hand roll, Kreetha.
Cool. Guess who doesn't have sleight of hand?
oh, this will be great.
Oh,
Guess
stealth.
who did have
Stealth will
sleight
be
of
fine.
hand?
Stealth will be fine.
Yes, I have stealth. Let me do stealth instead of sleight.
I'm
of
assuming this is something you'll probably do, like, so
At
you're aiming for Lore's
Bag.
hand.
passive perception check.
Yeah.
A 20 will definitely beat Lore's passive perception, unless Lore is specifically looking for someone to steal the corpse. I think that passive is good. So yes,
fine.
Kreetha, you are able to nip a small piece of Clarion's bones. And then you get to Long Saddle, and Charlotte and Lore and who else? Is it just the two of them that are leaving?
Well, I mean, Swoops is coming with Charlotte, of course.
Right, of course. Can't forget Swoops. Cannot forget the party MVP.
Calder will make a special effort to say goodbye to Swoops because he does recognize that this little imp has been immensely helpful and should definitely be recognized as such.
So how do you go about thanking Swoops?
I will ask Charlotte. I have an unusual question, or request, really.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see Swoops for a bit?
Sure. And she, swoops on her hand, finger to finger. He crawls his little feet over to Calder's hand.
I'll look Swoops dead in the eye.
One eye is looking somewhere
Mhm.
else.
You are much smarter than I ever thought possible. So thank you.
Does Swoops respond in any way?
And does Swoops like treats?
Swoops does like treats. I think
Calder will offer something small, like I guess like a cart-bought treat from Long Saddle.
we'll take it and just eat it messily, and I
And
think
as he eats, Calder will like very gently like run the back of a finger over his back and head.
I think when Swoops is done eating, is going to take off, but bats aren't very graceful when they take off, so it drops, catches himself, and like bats you in the face as he's.
I've actually had that happen to me once, like in real life. A bat like skimmed my face. It was very strange.
Right as Lore and Charlotte are setting off, Kreith is going to just run up to them and just kind of, off to. And I'm assuming that that Prettyfoot is going with Lor and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Then, so I'll just, I kind of stop, put an arm just, I guess, way up here. I'm pretty. It's flank, and just be like, I am sad that we all met in the way we did, but I want to say I am glad that we did meet, and I hope that you, especially Lord, can find some peace. And then she goes back to her people.
We
And
role
with
played this a
that,
bit last session, but Charlotte does give Kreitha the Durgan and dagger.
Yeah. Kreith is like, wait, do you want me to take Loudmouth here?
Yeah, just you speak
I'm not
for
that
then.
loud.
I don't really know if I trust Calder to have somebody else in his head right now. So, keep it safe. Make sure it gets to King Bouldershoulder.
All right. I can do that. He's going to find this fun.
Mhm.
So,
I will. Calder will also make an effort to say goodbye to Lor in a way that is civil. I do deeply admire your talent. You are very clearly one of the best swordsmen I've ever known.
oh,
and with that, oh, sorry, I totally.
So yeah, just safe journey. We will probably never be friends, but I don't think we have to be. And he'll actually give like a proper formal bow of respect, like someone, a bow worthy of Lor's like formal station. And then he'll recompose himself, walk and make his way to Charlotte to give a much less formal goodbye.
Charlotte just hugs him.
Yeah, just gives her
Over that,
give Charlotte a big hug in return.
Even if things don't work out, you
Like,
should
it's
still swing by and let us know if things don't work out.
Yeah, like he'll go out, walk to Charlotte, hugs him. He stiffens. He is not used to hugs, but like he very quickly forces himself to thaw and give him give Charlotte a very firm hug back. That desperate squeeze from someone who does not get hugged enough.
Yeah. Hugs. Tells him, even if things don't pan out, you should still come by and let us know how things went.
Regardless of what happens, I'll come by and let you make sure that you all know. But you should know that if I fail at Waterdeep, I'm just going to consider that another leg in that journey.
Yeah, but don't be a stranger.
I don't intend to give up anytime soon.
Right. And as Charlotte finishes the hug, pulls back, kind of claps him on the arms, turns around. I think Calder would notice that for an instant, Charlotte's eyes, normally they're brown, they looked a little iridescent for just a second as she turns and walks away.
Files that away.
Bum, bum, bum. Does anybody have anything else they would like to do in or around Long Saddle before we continue south? Minus
Nope,
2 more
but
party members.
Want to make it known that I'm not letting Calder know that I have the bone. Because she's holding it in reserve until she knows for certain that it is a thing that can happen. Otherwise, she's intending on returning the bone to the grave.
Makes sense to me.
All right.
So the next leg of the journey takes you south through the hills to Tribor, which I have fond memories of from the Storm King's Thunder module.
Not on fire this time?
Not on fire this time.
It is curiously
Greatness.
lacking fire.
So excited to ride in the carriage and Stinky's riding on top?
Like, Stinky can fit inside the carriage. It's plenty big.
Now, again, we're talking a journey of probably 200 to 300 miles here, maybe a little bit more. So it's going to be relatively uneventful. I'm okay to hand wave most of it. You're all just wealthy beyond reason at this point, so you can definitely make sure you're always provisioned with supplies. You can always get fresh horses if you need them. You're able to make excellent time down the long road.
And with the Sickle of Warning, we're relatively safe to sleep at night.
And you don't encounter any bandits. You don't encounter any sapient shrubbery. Not this time anyway. And you'll make your way through the. Go ahead.
At least once, I see a suspicious. I will see a suspicious pile of shrubbery, and just without even a second's hesitation, incinerate it with a fireball. Move on.
Are you okay?
Just making sure.
Just being sure.
Okay.
I will then proceed to enlighten Krith with the tale of the twig blights as we continue on.
Now.
Oh no, that's not a good thing.
You are within the territory of Waterdeep long before you ever even see the walls. As you make your way south, somewhere north of Amphale, you begin to see your first Griffin patrols. At first, they are few and far between and far away. But as you make your way through Amphale and south toward Waterdeep, you begin to see them more and more often. And the roads are much better maintained in this area. And every now and then you see guard patrols, like on horseback, sort of trotting up and down the road as well. This is definitely a well-used but also well-maintained and well-protected stretch of road as you make your way down to Waterdeep. Is there anything anybody else would like to do or say before we make it to the gates of the city itself?
Nope. I just imagine we've been trading tales, so
Calder's horns have been, like, as noted by my shiny new art. Calder's horns, which shed at the last session, has been growing back over the last few days. Over at least a couple of weeks. At this
really.
Point. Yeah. The horns have they've stopped. They are no longer bleeding. They're starting to grow back with alarming
How fast
speed.
does his horns grow?
He sheds them once a year, and they were pretty long at when they shed. So.
You think about how fast deer horns grow. But
deer horns aren't horns; they're flesh.
Yeah, they're antlers.
Yeah.
Calders the way I've been theming is they get more elaborate each time, so he doesn't really know.
I would assume then that they are technically antlers as opposed to true horns.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if they shed, they're antlers, but we call them horns because
they're sharp at the edge instead of blunted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Calder's antlers are slowly returning.
Yeah, antlers.
Anything else anybody wants to accomplish?
Nope, just having
a
relatively good time, to be honest. Telling tales to each other, and it's a calm road. This is like vacation. The only thing, she's not walking. She's got just somebody to hang out with, and it's decent weather. There's nothing that they're really worried about. This is like fucking heaven.
Calder would make a point to not practice his new magics in front of Kretha. We'll do it when Kretha's unconscious or otherwise occupied. But other than that, just basically holding them in reserve because they're creepy and weird, and he knows it.
And Kretha has already demonstrated to be slightly magiphobic.
Impressed.
Exactly.
Arcanophobic.
Exactly. It's I'm gonna go practice my magic. It's weird. You probably don't want to see it. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine.